Idea for the script?
Well, originally we had a few problems because a member of our group was away, so that caused difficulties because we couldn't decide whether to do horror or comedy. So we had a few group discussions and we looked at locations close by as to what type of film we could go for, and we decided on the horror. And to focus on two girls' vulnerability and make like their insecurities if lads were following them.
And what was your input when writing the script?
Well, obviously because there was only two of us, we both had to write it, and so we just decided where it would be.
So what about you? Well, Dean told me that Lucy told him that Nikita told her that he likes you.
And the basic idea really, which obviously got changed as time went by because when Nikita returned, she came up with a few ideas of her own.
How does the film fit into your genre and how does it attract your target audience?
Because it's a horror film, it means like we want to try to convey elements of
Liv! Where have you gone? Come on! Liv!
yeah, and focus on the two girls' apprehension, obviously. The conventions we tried to follow were like the use of blood and gore and graphics and like violent types of shots, which enables us to draw our attention as well as to fit into the genre. I also made the decision to put in white transitions, which helps it feel like more unsettling and gives us a panic response from our audience because it's dramatic as well as entertaining. We also chose to like shoot it at night so that we could effectively centre on the dark, which helps us to like build up tension and emphasise on the unknown. However, like because of the props available to us, we didn't want to repel the audience too much, and we wanted them to feel like they could watch more.
And what was your target audience?
Traditionally for horror films it's males between like the age of 18 and 24, although because our film doesn't get a certificate or anything, we thought it would be suitable for people of the ages of 15 and above.
What processes did you go through from pitching your idea to your finished product?
Well, obviously we had to like plan the idea, so we had to come up with the script and write the storyboards. We had to do research on other horror films so that it would give us an idea of what type of conventions we used and how to make it successful. We had to focus our time and use it effectively and efficiently. We had to act out, film and edit, and so that everything would come together really. We also had to pick music and write the credits as well.
What were your influences when writing the script?
Our influences for the script were probably like personal experiences, so like we had to focus on like times that we felt scared when walking alone or in the dark, or because of like stories that we've heard or been told in the news. Also other films such as like Scary Movie, because it's not like completely scary.
Give a specific example of a small section of your media project you like and explain why. Explain the shots you used and the reasons for using the shot.
I'd probably say the part that I like the most is where it's actually me that's running through the woods, and the angle of the shot is like tilted and looking up, and so you can just see like me running through basically. I like that because that's used in quite a lot of horror films, and I feel it's a good way of getting the audience attention. Another shot used in that is probably like a focus on the
Ew. Mind you, these lads behind us don't seem
face, so they're very close up, and also a few times where it's been zoomed in on the feet as well.
What type of institution do you think will be suitable for distributing your media product?
like during the time that we were researching, we've looked at different types of production companies. So I think things like Brain Damage Films, which focus on horror films and they're distributed worldwide. Hammer Film Productions they've made many horrors such as like Dracula's, which have been like a really good success. I think it could probably be published through local film councils or on YouTube because it's a small budget. So that's a way of getting it seen.
What were your reasons for choosing the location?
The original choice was like too far away from where any of us lived, to be honest, which was Gentle Shore Common. So we decided a better place to place it would be near to Nikita's home because there was like no interruptions. It had street lights, which meant that continuity was easier, and it made the shots more clear and focused.
Did you encounter any problems with location in the media product?
I think the main thing is that like time is precious and important, so you need to use it wisely, and so like organisation is probably key. I think you probably need to plan because that's essential for a successful product. I've realised how hard it is to get like a shot to look exactly like what you want to portray, and I've also found that it's really hard to get continuity to like be perfect, otherwise it can ruin a piece.
What do you feel you could have done differently to make your media product appeal more to your audience?
I think I might have changed the storylines quite slightly, so that because I feel like the one that we chose demanded more characters than we had available to us, and so that would improve us because it would make it easier and we could experiment with different ideas. I also feel in a way it could have been more horrifying because that would have helped us to build up more tension and use a wider selection of shots.
Did you encounter any difficulties or issues while shooting the media product?
Yeah, the main problem we had was probably continuity because of like lighting and weather. For instance, the first time we shot it, there was snow, and so this affected like the sounds of the footsteps, and it also reflected light. This meant that it was hard for like shots to fit together when we were editing, as the conversation would be interrupted by like heavy wind or rain, and so it's hard to piece it together. But we did our best for the deadlines that we had, basically.
What would you do different next time?
The main thing I think I would probably do is just plan more effectively, and so it would work better.